as articulate and knowledgeable as you are, do you have the fear of being considered a conspiracy theorist? Or I'm sure you've been classified as such.
Oh yeah. They've always, when we start as black people questioning and calling out certain things that they do to us systematically, they always try to dismiss it. Well, you're a conspiracy theorist. Oh, you're paranoid. What about black on black crime? It becomes right.
Just how they killed the Black Lives Matter's whole concept based on some perhaps scrupulous business dealings of a few.
Right.
And they just killed the whole meaning behind the whole term. Mm-hmm. And whoever incorporated whatever they incorporated and then didn't have any integrity behind their dealings has nothing to do with what was being expressed.
Right.
So
they tried to make the actions of those few people somehow conducive of what everybody was co-signing.
And all of us that was just echoing the sentiment had no idea of those bad misdealings. We just understood what it meant.
And also the George Floyd riots and some of these other protests that were going down, that had nothing to do with the organization Black Lives Matter. See, that's a white supremacist tactic of putting a leadership group that's controlled opposition in the face of the protest. It was
real tactics.
Yeah.
And that's what causes you to sound like a conspiracy theorist, because we live in such a lackadaisical society where the Super Bowl is the biggest word we know.
Yeah.
And so when you think about anything that you're discussing casually, it sounds like, man, if you don't get the fuck out of here, ain't nobody thinking about all that, trying to do all that.
Yeah, we underestimate folks, man. That's what gets us. We think, man, ain't nobody trying to harm us. You ain't got a bunch of white people sitting in the room planning and plotting on us. Yes, you do.
Can you imagine the skill set, the gifts that she's been bestowed? Someone such as Candace Owens, uttering a message similar to yours, versus what she does in that context. Now, also, it's something that seemingly, I don't know your relation with this dude, if there's any controversy. But me, from the outside looking in, to me, I think that you and Dr. Umar, to some degree, fit in a similar box. I know, I'm aware there may be differences because what I can think that his concept about us is anybody that has our skin tone and our kind of like our bone structure, our muscular build around the world is one, and you kind of feel like, or you profess or have established that there's a difference, just like white people aren't all one.
Right.
We aren't all one. Is that the main difference?
Right. Well, the thing with Umar, and me and him, I put Umar in my movies.
Okay.
He was in my early movies.
I admire the both of you in a similar. There was another, won't bring his name up, he just stumbled on such a big old bullshit scandal. The real dark-skinned New York guy, but you and Umar seem to be upper echelon of people who have a wealth of knowledge, historical understanding, and somewhat of an idea of what we should do to move forward. Killer Mike, too.
Oh, yeah,
go ahead.
My guy. But Umar, man, I think Umar is a brilliant brother. Yeah, even though we got our little personal differences. And at this point, I'm not even tripping on that. I wish Umar the best. And at this point, I'm having fun. Sometimes I take little jabs back at him now.
The dozens.
But this is just the dozens. If I saw Umar in really some big trouble, I'd be the first one to bail him out.
That's right.
But I'm going to hit him with some of these jokes because, I'm petty.
We see in the history Malcolm Martin, and it never got to bullshit, but there was some...
Yeah. There was some camaraderie there.
Yeah, camaraderie, but some conflict.
Right, yeah. But he's a brilliant brother.
Okay.
But his thing, and I think he's kind of easing off of it a little bit, but his thing is, he's the Prince of Pan-Africanism.
Yes.
Let's all global.
That's how I learned that term.
Right. And that's a great concept. That's cool. I'm all for black people all getting together globally and being one people.
Especially tactically.
Right.
Tactically, if it matters, yeah.
But we have to do it in a practical way and not just an idealistic way. Because unfortunately, there's a lot of people who are non-FBA, who don't come from our lineage, who don't think like us. You see, we as foundational black Americans, we've dealt directly with these white supremacists, and they've let us know that we're the enemy to them. And they're not going to let us in certain circles. They let us know that you are in the underclass under no uncertain terms. Now, foreign black folks, they're controlled by the white supremacists indirectly. So the white supremacists will get a black puppet leader and put that black puppet leader as the president of Nigeria, Uganda, whoever, and that black person does the dirty work. So all you see over there is a black face. But when a white person shows up, they're acting like Jesus. A white person goes over there to Africa, they bring in cookies and milk and all types of shit, and they're like, "Oh, I love white people." When they can't do that with us.
Right.
When they come over here with gifts, we're like, "What the fuck this motherfucker trying to do?" We already see the trick bag.
We're gonna accept the gift, and before you leave, we finna rob you for the extras in the back of the trunk.
Yeah. So when they come over, we're looking like, okay, these are reinforcements for us. And in their mind, they're like, fuck these niggas, I'm trying to find some white people. So that's why we have to take a pause and say, okay, we need to, when we get non-FBA people around, let's see who's really on the team. Let's see who's going to be an ally for real. Let's start gatekeeping and checking everybody's paperwork now, because we can't have this big old circus that we've had where we just accept everybody and everybody excludes us. That's the problem.
They get a chance.
Because we let everybody in. Hey, come on, you got a business, come on down to LA. We'll support your business. You got a taco stand, we'll support your taco stand. We support everybody. But when it's time for them to support us, then all of a sudden, hey, get away from me, nigga. It's that type of shit.
On God. Yeah. But tell me this, why, with that, you just brought something trigger to thought. Why do we see on every corner in our communities a taco stand, somebody selling fruit across the street, then they selling corn, even though there are actual brick and mortar establishments selling food, on every corner across the street, the Latins are doing commerce on the lowest levels. Why we don't even have a similar, somewhat presence?
Great question. And the reason why is because we are the only people who get sabotaged for doing so. They don't sabotage the Latinos. They let them set up a taco stand. They don't mess with them. Man, I used to go to Crenshaw Boulevard. Brothers be out there barbecuing on the weekend. I go down there and get me barbecue sandwiches all day. Them brothers ain't out there no more. They done went and gaffled them up. Hey, where's your permit? Where's your permit? They play the permit game on us, man.
You ain't never
They
lied.
do that shit to us all the time, and they sabotage us, and they don't do it to others. And then they criminalize us. They don't do it to Asians. They don't do it to Asian people at all. And Asians, they have these businesses out here where they trapping in the back. They got a massage parlor where they're giving hand jobs.
Everybody know about it.
Everybody knows this shit.
Was the owner of the fucking Patriots knows about it. Rob Crab, everybody know about it. Yeah.